We're back with Don Chapman, editor of MidWeek and freelance writer for several Hawaii and mainland publications. Don, you were born and raised in Oregon?
Yes, Salem, Oregon.
And that's where you also went to college?
University of Oregon Journalism School.
So did you know from the get-go, like when you were in elementary, I definitely want to be a journalist because I'm strongest in writing?
No, I wanted to be a professional football player, and during the off-season I was going to be president of the United States. But, what do you know in the fifth grade, right? No, actually I started out, I thought about medicine because my father was a pharmacist, and that's where he wanted me to go. I actually started out in a Lutheran seminary, majored in theology, spent a year in a Lutheran seminary, black shirt, white collar. I can bless you if you'd like. Doesn't bless you. And after a year of seminary, God talked to me and he said, do us both a favor because this is not going to work out. And at that point, I'd in high school and college had worked for campus papers, and my best friend was then a reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer. I said, well, why don't we try journalism? So it was and in between, I also tried teaching school, and that didn't work out either.
So you started off as a journalist and then taught school and then went back?
I started off doing the seminary thing, but I'd been working for campus papers in high school and junior college and so forth. So when I left the seminary, when I tried teaching, and that didn't work out either because it's babysitting basically. And
I beg to differ, but maybe another topic.
No. There are good teachers, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I think that for the students I didn't teach, and for the sermons I didn't preach, journalism has probably been the right way to go.
What's kept you doing it for so long then?
Because I love it. I love it. It's not a perfect job, and there's problems just like any other job, and there's personalities, and there's politics, and there's frustrations, but I just love it. I mean, there's nothing that I'd rather be doing.
Can you expand on that in regards to you love it? Like, could you share with us, what do you love about it? What makes your heart go boom, boom, boom for it?
Okay, so the one thing I did know, even back in elementary school, was that I loved show and tell. It was the greatest. You could go and you could bring in something new and you could tell people about it. I was also this little news geek boy in school. So like in fifth grade show and tell, I was up in the morning before my parents and I read the whole newspaper. And then I'd come to school and I'd give news reports. And the teachers would they were probably thinking, this is the weirdest kid in the world, but they'd let me get away with it. And so I think I like knowing things. I like sharing information with people. I think that's where it comes from. And at MidWeek, because we do reach 268,000 homes and we're read by 500,000 people, you have this feeling that it's possible to make an impact in people's lives.
How'd you end up in Hawaii?
Good luck, bad luck, all depends. I was working at the San Jose Mercury News, and for you young professionals out there, this is not the way to go about it. But I was at the San Jose Mercury News. It was pulling a night shift, and still had a couple of hours to go. My good friend Wilfredo Guzman, who's now doing radio on Maui, said he was leaving, and he had a six-pack of beer in his cart. So we went out to the parking lot and knocked back a six-pack and talked for a little bit. And at the end of the conversation, he said, I got to go home to my wife and kids. And I said, yeah, I got to go back to work. And he said, I just thought of something. There was a job that I was going to apply for, but I'm not. His wife was from Maui. He said the Honolulu Advertiser is advertising in this trade journal, editor and publisher, for a sports editor columnist and a city side ... columnist. So I went back in, checked out this trade publication editor and publisher, and in the back there was a ad with a cartoon by the famous late cartoonist Harry Lyons, of a cartoonist with a typewriter on the beach under a palm tree, coconut hat, Mai Tai, hula girl. I said, that's me. I can do that. And so I applied actually for both jobs, and they brought me over to do the ... column without ever having previously been here. That was 1979.
How was the transition for you, though? Because mainland news and Hawaii news is very different.
One of the first things I did when I found out that I got the job, I was then living in Santa Cruz, California. a town that has a lot of contacts between the islands, surfing especially. I went down to a bookstore and bought Gavin Dawes's Great History, A Shoal in Time. And I read it, and I'm thinking, I'll bet these guys are not real excited about another white guy coming over there thinking that he knows everything. Just reading the history of the islands. And so I sort of came with this attitude that I think I'll keep quiet and just listen and pay attention for a while. And that's sort of my style anyways. And then I was very lucky. Lynn Matsuo Chang got hired as my secretary within the first month. And I'll give myself credit for one thing. They ran a number of candidates by me, and there's some real talented people. And I said, I think I need somebody who's local. And she was a great translator in terms of kind of introducing me to the local culture and the local terminology and so forth.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.